Trader Joe's chips. That's what we're gonna be talking about today. So, like 50% of my audience is Canadian and probably doesn't even know who Joe is or what he's trading. So for my Canadian viewers, Trader Joe's is a store in the USA. And now you're up to date. Think of them like if Walmart wished they were Whole Foods. Like they package everything really nicely, but the quality is hit or miss. But sometimes it's actually really good, and that's ultimately why we do this show. To find out for you, for me, for everyone. Anyway, I grabbed every single flavored chip that I could find on their shelves, and honestly, I haven't even seen any of these flavors before, so right off the bat, I appreciate the ingenuity. There's no point in trying another dill pickle or ketchup chip. You know, Lay's has that market all figured out. Diving into something new though, okay, that is gonna get my attention every single time. So today's chips include Ridge Cut Horseradish and Chives, Organic Italian White Truffles and Fleur de Sel Sea Salt, Ridge Cut Carolina Gold, Everything But The Bagel Kettle Cooked, and Lattice Cut Ghost Pepper. I'm actually gonna reach for this truffle one first because I'm actually worried about the potential of some of the stronger flavored chips completely overpowering my palate, so we'll slide up the scale as we go in terms of what I perceive to be the potency. Now, when it comes to these, it's not that I doubt the authenticity of a truffle seasoned chip being sold for $2.49, but over the last few weeks, no pig has attempted to break into my house to get their hands on these. Well, at least as far as I know. I'm not awake 24/7. Anything's possible. Well, the smell is, there. It's not good or bad, but it's definitely a smell. An unidentified smell. Like, legit, it's caused, like, no reaction to my senses whatsoever. I'm neither turned off nor particularly interested in eating this. All right, it's your standard thin-cut potato chip, like a Lay's, basically. It's got a really greasy exterior, and for me, I'm not a fan of that greasy finger feel. Fun fact, though, greasy finger feel did used to be my online dating name. That's okay. Honestly, it's more salt than it is truffle, which isn't necessarily bad. I mean, because a salted potato chip, that's nature's candy. I think, though, they've gone a little bit too heavy-handed with the seasoning here. So ultimately, it's just super salty and just a little bit truffly. I don't know how to rate this because I'm craving more, but that could just be my mouth reacting to the salt. Flavor-wise, it's fine. Nothing exceptional. I'd probably go ahead and put this in the C tier. I would never buy this again, but I'm not sorry that I ate it either. All right, let's go ahead and move forward to the Carolina Gold. Now, one of the things I really do love at Trader Joe's is their Carolina Gold barbecue sauce. It's basically like a mustard, vinegar, brown sugar, tomato-based barbecue sauce. Very, very regional to like one specific part of South Carolina, but Trader Joe's is doing the sauce right because that shit slaps. What I actually like doing with the sauce is making meatballs on the barbecue and then glazing them with that Carolina Gold barbecue sauce right at the end. You eat that with a side of collards, maybe a little bit of rice, you got yourself a meal, kids. Well, the smell of this is a little unusual. It's like vinegar, but with like a funky beat. So this chip is actually just a little bit thicker than the last one that we saw, probably because of the angling of these ridges on here. What I do like though is the color on it, the brightness of the sauce powder. Now, we've got something here. It's almost like if a salt and vinegar chip met a sweet barbecue chip. Not getting as much of the mustard that I'd really like, and I can't actually decide if that's a letdown or a plus. The balance on these ones are really good. It's really tasty as far as I'm concerned, and it's not greasy either. I honestly can't believe this is coming from the same company as the last ones. Not a game changer, but like rock solid. You could put this out at any family dinner, and I guarantee this would please just about anybody. It's like they took an inspiration from all-dressed chips, but then went ahead and did its own thing. A-tier chip. I'm a big fan of these ones. Everything But The Bagel seasoned chips. Do y'all remember like that really weird period about 4 or 5 years ago when this seasoning was all the rage? Like, the seasoning's fine. I like a good everything bagel. But the whole world lost their damn minds. Like, this was a new condiment. Like, ketchup. You'd see TikTokers putting it on their sushi, putting it on their ice cream, and in one case, and I swear to God this is true, I saw somebody with a straight face make bagels with it, and they were acting like they had discovered something. Like, Don't get me wrong. I'd love to give that TikToker credit and say it was some Andy Kaufman style shit, but well, I saw their other videos. They weren't that cerebral, I can promise you. That is a lot of onion. Did y'all dehydrate an entire bag of onions in here? All right, nice, thick, kettle-style cooked. And I love that it's still got a little bit of that potato skin on the side of it. That's always a really nice touch. And it looks like it's got lots of black pepper and, yeah, that bagel stuff, presumably. I don't know. You know, for all the hype of Everything Bagel, most of their products are actually like a serious letdown. This, not doing it. It's trying to be too many things and it just winds up tasting like a dehydrated onion. That onion is so overwhelming to everything else. Super, super disappointing. It's bordering on gross. I know some people are crazy about these things and those people are insane because these are not good at all. D tier, and it's bordering on F, but I'm not gonna put it there because I'm not actively gagging on it, but this right here is the Zoe Deschanel of potato chips. It's just way too much. Horseradish and chive. Crinkle cut. And for those of you who have been following me for a while, I'm about to shock you. I do eat horseradish. Pure horseradish, that is, on roast beef, not the sauce. See, with the sauce, what they're trying to do is cut the potency of the horseradish with mayo, and you know how I feel about that. Honestly, in the world in which I live, you're probably safer cutting that horseradish with cellulose and plexiglass than you are with mayo. When the day comes that I become a lobbyist with significant political influence, I'm getting mayo banned. Oh, just you wait, it's happening. That should be a chemical weapon. That is strong, man. This thing is punching harder than Ivan Drago. Okay, we've once again gone with the thicker crinkle cut chip, which might actually be my favorite way to go on potato chips. I don't know. I haven't actually decided what kind of chip is my favorite. I need you to help me figure myself out. What do you think my favorite should be? Comment below. Wowza. It's a lot. But it's a lot in like a really, really good way. First and foremost, let me give you all a dating tip. Do not eat these before you go out with anyone. Your breath is gonna be so vile, but all credit where credit's deserved. They're doing exactly what's advertised. Horseradish, super strong, so this should be a strong flavor. I can taste the chives as well, a little bit more subtly, but it goes really, really nicely with the horseradish flavor. For me, these taste like they've just been ripped out of your garden and then summoned to rain hellfire down upon you, but in like the best possible way. If you're a fan of like a really stinky chip and dip, these might be for you. I personally don't like the dip, so these are actually a perfect alternative for me because it's not the herbs that I actually have an issue with. You know what? S tier. These are going straight to the promised land. They're bold, they're stinky, and they taste amazing. All right, last one up. Ghost pepper. I'm a little afraid of these. Not like wildly afraid, but just a little afraid. Like, I've personally avoided doing the Packy's one chip challenge, mostly because I've got stomach problems and I've read about the distress that those things can cause. But I refuse to believe that a chip that's stocked en masse is gonna be packing a legitimate ghost pepper level heat. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'll be surprised. Surprised, of course, in the worst possible way if these are what they say they are. So if you see me drop to the floor and start having a seizure, you'll know these are legit. And please call health services, I deeply appreciate it. Okay, so the fact I can smell these without immediately bursting into flame tells me that these are probably not real ghost pepper. They just smell like hot pepper, like a jalapeno sort of. Well, that might be why. It's got green chili pepper and jalapeno listed as ingredients. Okay, so we've gone for the lattice cut on these ones with a small dusting of what looks like black pepper. I'm not even sure if you can see it. It's very, very subtle. Nothing too crazy at all on these. Yeah, it's not bad at all. As expected, it's not crazy hot. Don't get me wrong, it'll tingle your taste buds just a little bit, but it's definitely not ghost pepper. Got some good flavor though. It's got really nice balance on both the heat and taste scale. Honestly, for me, that's what's important. There's no point in lighting your mouth on fire if you're not gonna be getting some really killer flavor out of it. That, in and above everything else, is my #1 issue that I've got with those hot wing challenges or whatever. They all taste like turpentine. This one's genuinely good. It's not a chip that I would necessarily go out of my way to get. You know, I'd have to be in the right mood to have it again. But I think I'll go B tier on it. And if you don't like spice of like any kind, definitely avoid this. But if you're the kind of person that likes to get freaky with hot sauce from time to time, this one's probably worth putting your mouth on. And while you're putting your mouth on these, how about you go ahead and poke your tongue on the subscribe button so that you can see more videos from me. Costs you absolutely nothing, and I always appreciate it. That's subscribe, not suck-scribe. We don't do adult pharaoh content here. I think that's more of a Mr. Beast thing. Okay, bye.